Hey there, everyone. Good morning. We are here doing our latest Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers with our Grounds and Hounds.
Yep.
We love this coffee. It's not sponsored. We just really, really love it. I'm going to drink some now.
No, it's really good. It's one of our favorite coffees. If you guys are looking for a new coffee to try, we tried it. A friend of ours sent it to us. It was really good. So
Yeah. Awesome.
also it helps dogs. So it helps rescue dogs.
This really actually is a coincidence that we're both wearing dog-related shirts for this. We didn't even talk about that.
No.
Well, in this video, we're going to get into all the talk around the veto ceremony that's happening today. What's going to happen? We're also going to do our impression of Kyland, and by that I mean we're going to sit here and talk to you guys for 2 hours and just drive you all crazy. No, we're not actually going to do that, but that is what Kyland seems this new favorite thing is, to just annoy everyone relentlessly in the house by talking forever.
He loves to talk. Oh, man. Holy smokes.
For those of you who sit there on the feeds and watch these Kyland conversations, you guys deserve, I don't know if it's a pizza, a medal.
Pat on the back. Xavier hug.
Yeah, you deserve something for all of this, but
Yeah, they are long. They are long. And a lot of them kind of end up going nowhere.
okay, so Hannah's going to use the power of veto. She's going to take Xavier off, and Xavier is only on the block in the first place because of that veto competition from last week that dictated that he needed to be. So it's kind of an easy move for her to make.
For sure. I mean, this was just kind of a wah wah. We knew.
Yeah, this is the thing with this season. Is like, as good as a lot of the gameplay is from the Cookout, it's really good. Great gameplay does not necessarily equate for great television. Like, we went through this with Derek through a lot of season 16, where he was an incredible player, but it was not flashy or super exciting to watch all the time.
No, usually the biggest, flashiest stuff gets you evicted. I mean, you do have to play hard, but you have to play a little more behind the scenes to get things moving. So yeah, the Cookout is playing a really great game. It is a really solid alliance. Everything has been working, but yeah, it can be dry to watch.
Here's the one thing, the one little wrinkle that added some drama to everything, and that is Kyland being just super, super messy yesterday. Like, he could not help himself. For a guy who's not in any danger, just chill out, man.
Yeah, it was really weird. He was trying to get the veto used on him. Like, he does. Why? He doesn't need to be taken off the block. He's not going anywhere. He's in a major alliance. Like, Xavier's going to be saved by Hannah, but like, I mean, Kyland is not in danger.
Yeah.
At all. Nobody's circling him.
I don't understand the logic here, because it's one of a few different things. It's either just, he's really, really paranoid and he thinks for whatever reason that he's actually going to go. Either he thinks that he actually really wants to find a way to save Sarah Beth somehow, or it's a situation, and this is what he tried to argue,
It's so bad,
that he wants to give Sarah Beth a sympathy vote because we've seen other people get sympathy votes, and maybe he wants her to leave with something, but it's just, who cares? Sarah Beth is an adult. She can handle going out in a unanimous vote.
No, that isn't going to change anything. I mean, if Kyland is sitting at the end, Sarah Beth is giving her vote to him. Giving her a sympathy vote to be like, get me off the block, so at least she knows that I would have given my vote to her no matter what. Like, she already knows that.
Yeah. The sympathy vote stuff drives me nuts at this point in the game. Like, this is the situation where I can understand giving a sympathy vote. Like, let's say there's a really big super fan on the show who gets evicted at the very first eviction, and it is their dream, their whole life, to play Big Brother. They're leaving unanimously. Like, I can understand someone giving a sympathy vote then, being like, you weren't hated, you were wanted, I liked having you here, but that's week one. Week one.
The only way I can see giving a sympathy vote is if they are going to jury and you are unsure if they are going to give you a vote. Because the biggest thing that people miss out on with this show is jury management, is actually making sure that when people go out the door, that they feel like they are wanted, that, they're not being clowned walking out the door. But the issue here is, like, Kyland doesn't need to give Sarah Beth a sympathy vote. There's very few situations where Sarah Beth is not going to give her vote to Kyland at the end if he's sitting there.
I think the biggest problem Kyland has is that he doesn't know when to stop playing. And I think, you always want to be thinking about the game if you're in Big Brother, but there's a difference between thinking to yourself and then like blabbing about everything you're thinking to everyone. It's just like in real life. You don't actually have to tell someone everything that is on your mind every single second of the day. Like, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah, both Xavier and Tiffany have told him to cool off, like to just stop. Take a step back, just stop.
Yeah,
just stop.
You can't talk to people for hours when you're not even the HOH. You're not the veto holder. You don't actually carry any sort of decision-making power in this week at all, Kyland.
No.
And so, after all this has happened and Kyland has successfully annoyed the majority of the house yesterday, Hannah and Tiffany kind of use this as an opportunity to go and just vent to Claire about how Kyland is just being so irritating and everyone is sick of him. And now Claire is more or less convinced that, okay, Kyland's going to be the target next week. So they're able to sort of snow her over again into thinking, okay, well, the cookout's not really a thing. They want to get rid of Kyland.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of like keeping Claire in the dark by venting to her about how annoyed they are with Kyland, because, I mean, it's truthful. They are annoyed by what Kyland is doing. Does it mean that he's really the target? No, but it works to everybody's benefit except for Claire. But it really does make Claire feel like they're together, that they are working together, that they are friends, that they are allies, like, because they're sharing this information, which is truthful.
That's the funniest thing about the Cookout. To me, is one of the biggest successes of the Cookout, beyond just having a few really good players in it, is that they are so dysfunctional at times that their dysfunction is able to actually trick people. Because it's sort of like, Derek F gets irritated at Tiffany like all the time, and we've talked a lot about this in his videos over time, and it's like all of that is genuine. Like, he does get really irritated with her and vice versa, but they're not going to get rid of each other. And it's just, but people, they look at all this and they convince themselves that this alliance really isn't a thing. It's just oddly brilliant in that sort of way.
Yeah, and Hannah's actually kind of hoping that using the veto on Xavier is going to create some tension between Kyland and Xavier. And I mean, it could work to some extent depending on, like, if Kyland can just, like, really cool out.
Yeah. Because if Kyland can't cool out, and if Kyland really wants this veto used on him, and it ends up being used on Xavier, then all of a sudden Kyland's just gonna be like, well, why not me? Why am I still on the block? Why is this still happening to me? And there's an obvious logical reason for this, but
yeah, and then commence the 4-hour conversation.
And then Kyland just will proceed to annoy everyone else, but maybe he'll end up annoying Xavier, and then they'll get into a beef, and then maybe some guys in the Cookout will be a little bit less tight moving forward, and then Hannah succeeds with her plan.
Yeah.
So the other part of this plan, obviously, right now, is to just convince Sarah Beth that Kyland is the target at the moment so that she doesn't really annoy everyone for the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's, I don't know why this is working.
I haven't really understood why a lot of this is working. Granted, we're not in the house. We don't understand necessarily the psychology of this, but I know it's hard from the outside looking in at times, not understanding why people just aren't seeing it. And with Sarah Beth in particular, like, that you're not like BFFs with everyone in the game. Like, you got to be well aware that there are some people who are going to take a shot at you. Well, Sarah Beth is starting to campaign already. Like, she's starting to kind of do a couple of things here and there. Hannah's already being like, oh, you're less of a threat to my game than Kyland. So I think that over the next few days, that's where I think this will go, that they'll just sort of find little things to tell her to make her feel safe, to make her feel okay.
Yeah, she's going. And I think, just the idea of trying to make her feel like there's kind of a chance will stop her from, I guess they think that she's going to make things really difficult for everybody. But I mean, this season has really felt like everyone is very worried about the person that's going out making things difficult for everyone, where that's not always the case. I mean, yeah, Frenchie, yeah, but not everybody else.
Remember when Frenchie was HOH and we had so much
goodness,
chaos and so much just like incredibly like bizarre stuff to talk about? I'm not saying it was good, but it was messy. And here's the thing right now.
And he warned us on the feeds. He was like, once I go, it's going to be boring. And I'm not saying that it is boring because I actually like a lot of the strategy stuff. But yeah, is it compelling TV? No. But live feeds watching strategy? That's entertaining.
Yeah, there's still some good stuff that's happening, but I do want to watch it be difficult on a couple of people. Like, I want to see some of this stuff happen, and it's just more right now about posturing and, like, everybody trying to plan far ahead. Like, the end result of everything with Kyland yesterday is that Azza sort of put her foot down and was just sort of like, okay, Kyland's the first person out of the cookout who needs to go, which I think some people would probably sign off on, but I also think Kyland's smart, and there's a good chance Kyland wins like that HOH at Final 6, and they better be prepared for that.
Yeah.
I think this is what I'm actually really, really worried about, because we haven't had, like, any doubles or anything yet this season, and I'm terrified. I'm terrified that they're going to do another triple eviction, which I hate, and that they're going to put it at a time where we have, like, 6 people or 7 people left in the game or whatever, and, like, all of the really interesting, exciting stuff that we want to see is going to get ruined because it's going to be all in one stupid episode.
No, I agree, because the one thing that I've been waiting for and I'm really excited about is to see the Cookout in the Final 6 turn on each other and see who's gonna, target who in their own alliance. When the alliance is done and it's time to just be like, who's the winner? I'm really excited to see that. I do not want to see a bunch of them taken out with a triple.
Okay.
And, we've got less than a month left of this show, so
I'm worried.
Something's coming up.
Okay, well, we'll hear from you guys on a lot of this right now. What can Sarah and Beth do to stay in the game? Do you have any ideas?
Squadoosh!
That's really the answer, but you know what? Just let us know all this. Let us know. Would you take out Kyland first in the Final 6, if for no other reason that you don't want to have one-on-one strategy conversations for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Let us know. Give this video a like. Subscribe for more updates. We'll see you guys here next time.